Hi everyone, my name's Kate Lerner and I come to music education as a second career. I'm fairly old, I'm 42. For a long time I was a professional opera singer and the bulk of my work was in Europe. I lived in Germany and Austria for 7 years doing that. And eventually I did decide to move home, in part, well, a lot of homesickness to be closer to family. My wife's had a bad visa there, couldn't work. She was ready to work. So a lot of things led to me coming back to Long Island, but in doing so, I had to give up my opera career because there just are no monthly opera jobs. They don't exist in America, and there are just a lot less opportunities. So I couldn't make it work here. So after a little while in the wilderness, I figured out what would be the best use of my skill set, which is to become a music educator. So I'm currently getting my advanced certificate in Queens as a K through 12 music teacher. And not that it's owed to me, but it's been a really healing journey. I've been learning how my gifts can be shared with others and to not be so self-focused and not so perfectionistic. So I've really been enjoying being at school and learning how to broaden myself and, lighten up a little bit and learn new skills as it relates to music and teaching. So I watched all the videos and I really thought they were interesting. I liked how there was this, overwhelming focus on sort of the intrinsic part of music that it exists cross-culturally, and also how it's just an intrinsic part of being human, that from an early age we can, act out a beat and just we can recognize melodies we hear in utero, etc. So one of the videos I really liked was the Dr. Belfi's video. I thought it was really interesting how quickly someone could make a value judgment on the music. I think even though it took a little longer for classical, it was about 500 milliseconds that people could say, I like this or not, and it was later borne out by listening to the music longer. It kind of reminded me of when I was dating, and I would always try to give people a chance, but I kind of just knew, on some deep animal level right from the get-go, if there was any potential for this date or not. And I didn't want to be judgmental, so I'd persist and give these people a second date, but actually it just really wasn't going to happen. So that's sort of a digression, but I guess I found it very interesting that we can decide things so quickly, and we should trust our gut and our intuition. And then that got me to be wondering if maybe that was an evolutionary thing, the ability to make such quick snap decisions, because maybe then our survival depended on being able to do this kind of thing. So I thought that was really interesting. And then that kind of connected to Michael Spitzer's discussion on how music often can mimic high arousal states that would signal fear in the wild, but once we realize, okay, I'm in a safe setting listening to this highly arousing music, it actually then transmutates into a feeling of pleasure, which I found very interesting. So I just also remember that Dr. Zatori talked about how music stimulated, all parts of the brain, but specifically the most ancient part of the brain, which is the reward system, emotion, with the most more advanced, the part involved in planning and complex high order processing. So, and how he felt that music derived its power by integrating these two systems. So I thought that was really interesting. I thought it was interesting that more than one top speaker brought up hairs on the arm and all these real physical, visceral responses we get to music. I see I'm running out of time, so I just want to say that for my lightning talk, I think I will do sort of how music interrelates with the ADHD brain, as I fully have experienced this in my personal life, and I was able to be a professional singer, but I had to really struggle with executive dysfunction and time blindness and leaving things to the last minute to get that rush of dopamine, but yet how hyper-focus was actually a real strength. And so I think I wanted to delve further into the topic. Anyway, I look forward to watching everyone else's videos and getting to know you a bit virtually. Okay, bye.